Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Hello, everybody. This is your WWT's Media and PR Princess, and everything's all elite. Courtney Rice is here. I am super excited to be with you all. I know everybody has mixed feelings about the election and everything going on, including myself, but have no fear. Your PR princess is here, and we are getting ready to start Dynamite shortly. And yes, there is a Wednesday Night Wars, because if you did not know, I'm doing an AEW Dynamite. The councilman is doing NXT, so he should be doing his watch along soon. So feel free to get on to the action at that. We have 2 incredible, impactful hours going on for AEW Dynamite. So I'm just waiting for the Big Bang Theory to wrap up so we can actually get started for Dynamite. And we actually have a really good card. Hi, Brandon. Yes, NXT versus AEW. It's the Wednesday Night Wars, and I am super excited for this. So Big Bang Theory is getting ready to wrap up, and we are getting ready to start Dynamite. So we're kicking off with Dynamite, and they're from Manchester, New Hampshire. So we got a lot of good matches on the card, and we are on the road to Full Gear. And I am super excited on this one. And Tony Schiavone is coming in, and while Mr. Schiavone is coming in, we actually have a visit from our own councilman. So he wanted to pop in.
This ain't no visit. You know what this is. Wars.
Yes, it's Wednesday Night Wars.
Oh my god. How are we going? I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't know how this is going. Hold on, you know what? Let me check to see if it will let me do it over there, and then I will come back. Let me check something real quick.
Okay. Well, just a quick update on Dynamite. We're gonna kick off with the Hurt Syndicate with MVP Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, because as you know, Bobby Lashley debuted last week, and he attacked Swerve Strickland. So he's coming out to the ring along with MVP. Hi, Sindel. How are you? And I don't know about that. We'll see what happens with Shane McMahon, but we shall see, Sindel. But thank you for joining us. Hi, Boza. Thank you for doing this tonight, Courtney, on WWT Live. They considered... I know. I was not on WWT Live. I had to take care of some business today. You see what I did there? So I had to take care of a few business during WWT Live, but I'm here. I'm excited. So we shall see. And yeah, we're going to kick off with the Hurt business. So MVP has a good reaction, but we shall see. Tony Schiavone. But let's see what MVP has to say, because he has the mic. I always feel bad for Tony Schiavone. Okay, so they're kicking off with the Hurt Syndicate. Okay, he introduced Shelton Benjamin. And I will say, Shelton does look good. He can wrestle. He's been doing pretty good. I do like him with the shades. Bobby's getting a good warm reception over at AEW. Of course, he's showing out the business card and, you know, his goal, MVP, saying he wants to help out the younger stars of AEW. So, okay, so they're showing the footage last week with Swerve, and Bobby Lashley dismantled Swerve and Prince Nana. So I do have a feeling they're going to have a match of Full Gear, Bobby versus Swerve, and I'm pretty sure Swerve's not going to take too kindly of that attack. And know for a fact he cannot handle all three of those guys by himself. Hi, Bobby. Thank you for joining on this special live along. So I'm actually going to be listening into MVP's promo. So, oh, and speaking of Swerve, he's starting to come out because I know Mr. has a lot to say. Yeah, Swerve is a man for vengeance. And also, if you notice, he has that chain. He has a chain with him. So, and Swerve cannot deal with that all by himself. He can't have all three men. But let's see what Swerve has to say. So, guys, we have another match added to Full Gear. Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. And Swerve, he just put down the talent. He just called it Bobby Lashley. Him, Bobby, Full Gear. And you can see he has that chain. So, I think Full Gear is shaping up to be a really good card because they got some good matches in there, and there'll be more to come because we are still on the road to Full Gear. But it's definitely a way, and Swerve, he will get his hands on Bobby Lashley. And of course, they're showing footage from my client, Orange Cassidy, from last week. And, you know, they're just showing it from last week because originally he didn't see himself as a leader, but now he's starting to energize and be a leader, which I'm very, very proud of him. I'm very proud that he's stepping out as a leader because he has taken on Moxley. He has taken on the BCC. So I'm super proud. And they're also showing the footage from not just Wrestle Dream, but also probably from Collision this past weekend where Orange Cassidy was in a promo with Moxley. So that match is going to be good. I'm proud of my clients. Yes, Bobby, you should be proud of Queen Amanada and Anna Jay, because even though Anna Jay lost on Collision, she put up a really, really, really great performance. So I'm super proud of her, and the future is bright for her. Plus, she's going to be part of that four-way match to determine the number one contender for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. So I'm very excited for her. I'm very excited for Queen Amanada. And my client, my guy, look, nothing phases that man. And speaking of that, we're going to be getting John Is it Moxley? Because I see John Moxley's entrance. But oh, and I think we're going to kick off our first match. It looks like we're going to have some tag team action. And I'm surprised. I thought that match was going to be the main event. But we're going to kick off with tag team action with Claudio Castagnoli and PAC. And it looks like they're being accompanied by Wheeler Yuta. And they're going to be taking on Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy. Now, if you know the main event for Full Gear, it'll be Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And that match is definitely, that is slowly cooking up. So that was, yeah, Bosa, I really thought that was going to be the main event. But I have a feeling for that main event, it's going to be probably either Adam Cole versus Malakai Black, or it could be, I'm trying to think of another match. It could be either Adam Cole versus Malakai Black or Konosuke, Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher taking on Ricochet. So they could be like one of them. Will you do a post show? Yes, I'm going to be doing a post show, so don't worry about it. I'm going to be doing a post show after this, so definitely stay tuned on that. But yeah, we're seeing the trios champions come out, and also feel free to put in the chat, who do you think should challenge for the trios belt? Oh, and here we go. I got to go with Courtney Cassidy. Here's my guy. Here's my guy. My client, Orange Cassidy. And a little fact, he's a Jersey boy, by the way. So, oh, I'm telling you, anybody that uses the Pixies as a theme song has my vote. And if you don't know who the Pixies are, I'll give you a lesson. So, back in the late 80s, it was the Pixies and REM that actually brought out alternative music, and that audience was mostly towards like college students, radios, but they were actually some of the early influences when it came to alternative. And when anybody mentions the Pixies, they influenced a lot of bands such as Nirvana, the Smashing Pumpkins, Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and so many others. And the Pixies are influential. And look at this! Oh, Darby Allin comes out of the fray. They mean business. Top Flight. Yeah, that could be a good contender. Top Flight, because we have seen them in the past. But here we go, because we got a tag team match happening. And Darby, he just handling That's Darby for you. That's one of the things I love about him. He is fearless and does not care. Same thing with Orange. You can say whatever you want, but he's a tough person. So we have some tag team action. Darby Allin trying to put Claudio in a chokehold. PAC's handling Orange Cassidy. Also, friendly reminder, Wheeler Yuta is at ringside, and I'm pretty sure Moxley and Marina Shafir are not far. So they have to keep their eyes and their ears open. Bobby, who else do you have your eye on AEW roster to be your client? Well, Bobby, so far I just have some of my clients so far on AEW. I'm not adding anybody to the roster yet, but so far, of course, I have my gal Timeless Toni Storm. That's my girl. Of course, I have my guys, the Acclaimed. I have them. I have, of course, Orange Cassidy. I have, because that's my guy as well. So those are my 3 well-known clients so far in AEW. So I'm just happy to see my guy in action. But we got some tag team. Hi, Hassan. How are you? Thank you for joining on this. Apparently, there's a Wednesday Night Wars happening. So, of course, I'm handling AEW Dynamite tonight. The Councilman is actually handling NXT, where it's for the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. And that is going to be exciting. I actually DVR'd it, so I'm going to watch it tomorrow. So please do not give me any spoilers for NXT. Anyways, going back to the match, we see PAC and Orange Cassidy going at it, and PAC is just delivering kick after kick. Ooh, and of course, Orange, he's doing what he does best. That's why he's a 2-time international champion. He's giving everybody thumbs up. And also, just to let you know for commentary, it sounds like Nigel McGuinness is doing commentary this week. Of course, Nigel and Daddy Magic have been doing back and forth with Dynamite the last couple of weeks because, as you know, it was Christian Cage that attacked Taz that blindsidedly. So that's why Taz has been out for the last couple of weeks. So we're going to see Christian Cage and Hook go face to face, which I'm like kind of still oddly enough about it, but they're gonna be going face to face later, and who knows, we may see Taz later on, but I know Hook is not pretty happy, especially doing something to Daddy Taz, but that's later on. But getting back to our first contest, we have a tag team match between 2/3 of the trio champions, PAC and Claudio, taking on Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. I will potentially tell you. Yeah, Bobby, feel free to tell me who your third client is. Oh, nicely hit by Orange Cassidy. 1, 2. Claudio made the save. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not shocked either with Marina. I thought at least she would be at ringside, but I think she has some tricks up her sleeve. But obviously, Willie Yuta's at ringside. But they are the trios champions, and I know somebody mentioned Top Flight being a contender. There is also Dark Order that could be a contender for the trios belt. I'm trying to think of else. I know they're kind of assisting Jay White, but the Bang Bang Gang, that's another contender for the trios belt. So there are some trios out there to really think about at that as well. But you know, it's nice to see some of like the young stars like Dark Order and Top Flight get into this specific storyline, because Jon Moxley, I think he's targeting some of like the talent in AEW that's like not over by the fans, but really kind of like thinking about it. So John wants, yeah, that's pretty much it. They want to take out Orange Cassidy. They don't even want him to make it to Full Gear, but he has a will and he will find a way to do it. Yes, Bobby, Orange Cassidy is great. Renee is back with meal. Yes, I did see the commercials for that. Don't forget, tomorrow on TBS's YouTube channel, Renee and RJ City will be back with Meal and a Match, and their guest is Darby Allin. So I'm very curious on what questions they're going to ask him, what matches he's going to watch, and that is always going to be fun. And I actually did see the episode of Eddie Kingston, and it was really funny. There are trios. It depends on John. Yeah, that is true, but there have been some trios that have stepped up to the plate. But also what would make this storyline very interesting, I know they took out like Dark Order and Top Flight, but I would not be shocked if they took out like a former trios champion that's already over by the fans, and that could really get interesting too. So we'll see what happens there. Okay. AEW talents Matt Taven and Michael Bennett will be wrestling. Oh, nice. That's so awesome. Kudos to Matt Taven and Michael Bennett. If you don't know who Michael Bennett is, he is the husband to the wonderful Maria, and definitely want to send well wishes to her because she recently recovered from a surgery she just had a couple weeks ago. So we do wish her a speedy recovery. So I like the picture-in-picture because the match is still going on, but it's commercial, so I can like play around with this a little bit. So I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking forward to watch Konosuke Takeshita defend the AEW International Championship again. New NJPW Superstar TJP. Yeah, that card is. I'm seeing the card. It's looking like it's a pretty good card and that's what the partnership between AEW and New Japan Wrestling. And it does give wrestlers a lot of opportunity that it doesn't have to be just AEW. They can wrestle in New Japan. They can wrestle in Ring of Honor. There's so many opportunities. But turning my attention to the gear, we are backed in the match between Orange Cassidy, my client, and Darby Allin, taking on 2/3 of the trio champions, Claudio and PAC. So we're just getting back with the tag team match, and it looks like Orange, he's kind of like trying to get up, and Wheeler Yuta's trying to give him that glare. But Claudio's getting the upper hand to Orange, but Orange is fighting back. Yeah. Yep, that's going to be good. Hi, Wizzy Wes. Thank you for joining. So, just to let you know, Dynamite actually kicked off with the Hurt Syndicate with MVP Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley. They kicked off the show, and they were kind of mentioning or handing out their business cards because they want to at least help out some of the younger stars within AEW. So they gave cards to, of course, Lio Rush, Ricochet, Swerve, Strickland, and the Acclaimed. And also showing what happened last week if you reject them, because they were showing the beating that Bobby Lashley and the entire Hurt Syndicate gave to both Prince Nana and Swerve. So of course MVP was doing his promo. Oh, a coffin drop by Darby Allin. Sorry, anytime Darby Allin does a coffin drop, I have to stop. So I have to stop. But Wizzy, just to let you know, Swerve Strickland challenged Bobby Lashley to a match at Full Gear, and he accepts. So they will be facing off against each other a couple weeks at Newark, New Jersey in Full Gear. This is one of their top PLEs, and the road to Full Gear is shaping up to be pretty good. Hi, Lewis. Thank you for joining. I am currently at a tag team match between Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, taking on Claudio Castagnoli and PAC. So right now, Darby kicked out of a pinfall. Claudio, he's trying to catch his breath and wants to end Darby Allin. And I don't know why he's intimidating the referee, but he's waiting for Darby to get up. Darby's doing some counter action. Ooh, trying to do a DDT, but Claudio caught him. Ooh, backbreaker. 1, 2, kick out by Darby. All right, so PAC kicked up Darby. German suplex. 1, 2, kick out by Darby. Okay, so just to confirm, the main event is going to be Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher taking on Ricochet and a mystery partner. And feel free to put in the chat on who do you think is going to be that mystery partner, because for me, it's probably going to be either Mark Davis or Will Ospreay. Because remember, we haven't seen Will Ospreay since Wrestle Dream after Kyle Fletcher gave him that beating. So this could go either way. But feel free to put in the chat on who you think is going to be Ricochet's tag team partner. But going back to the match, it looks like PAC and Claudio, they're trying to put a double team on Darby. Ooh. 2, kick up by Darby, and it looks like Claudio is putting Orange in a submission hold. Oh, toss my client outside the ring. Jeez. So this is a great match. I want to be. I know, right? But I know, but yeah, it's a really great match, and I'm really happy these are featuring two of AEW's top originals, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. They've been there from the beginning. They know how it feels, and I'm happy. Oh, kick out by Darby. So, toss Claudio outside the ring. Orange, he's just me. When he gets mad, you don't want to see that man angry, because he will punch you. You do not want to see him get angry. And he's trying to get the fans riled up. And tag made to Orange Cassidy. He's trying to do punch by him. You don't want to get Orange mad. Orange has a layback, but she's right. Yeah, that is true. You don't want to mess with him. There's a reason why he's a 2-time AEW International Champion. If you've never seen his matches, I highly recommend seeing all of his matches when he was AEW International Champion, when he was with Moxley, the first time he competed against Chris Jericho. And also, if you saw Chris Van Vliet's post he did recently, he was going to go on the top 10 most viewed videos of AEW. And I believe my client, Orange Cassidy, was featured 3-4 times on their top 10 list. So that just to show you how popular he is. I'm just saying. But and also, it makes me happy that he's my client because he's also from New Jersey. I know, I'm getting a lot of Jersey boys as my client. Orange, he's from Jersey. Anthony Bowens, he's from New Jersey as well. Yeah, Boza, I'm going to take a look at that replay probably tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to watch. Oh, what's Wheeler Yuta doing out here? Punch! Give him an orange punch! Get him out of here! Orange punch to Claudio! See? You don't want to make him angry. Marina Shafir, she kicked the referee! Why you gotta kick the ref? She just kicked the head of the ref! And then he's distracted. And then there's Moxley. And Darby, he has a steel chair. He has a steel chair. Get him out of here. Darby's the only person that can hit him with a steel chair. And I love it. Jeez. They really want to take out both Orange and Darby. And where's the rest of the locker room? I know it's supposed to be these two, but I know they're trying to take on AEW, but where's the rest of the locker room? But Darby, he's fighting back with his skateboard. Hey, that's what happens when you're mentored from Sting. I just wish he had his bat with him. There's Darby. Ooh, and a punch. I have nothing against Marina Shafir, but sooner or later, she's definitely going to get a beating. And I know Willow Nightingale, she is going to be out because she's on concussion protocol, because it would make sense for her to help out Orange, considering she's part of Conglomeration. But I know she's been out. But she may come in full gear. She may come in full gear. Well, depending on concussions, because they're a bit finicky. But it looks like the BCC is beating the crap out of Orange. And it's like, where is the rest of the locker room? Where's the rest of the locker room? I know this is between Orange, and I know Orange wants to handle himself, but you need to have some backup. See, what? Oh, come on. Why you got to hit my client? See? Hey! Intimidating him. Willer, you're kicking him. My client. And where's the rest of the locker room? Oh, here we go. Finally, the Conglomeration comes out. Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, Rocky Romero, Ishii. I kind of knew he had the Conglomeration have his back. Helping Orange. But don't worry, Marina's going to get her sweet desserts, depending on when Willow comes back, we shall see. But I'm hoping she does come back during Full Gear, because that would be pretty awesome. Because I feel like if there's any female that could take care of her, it's Willow. But, you know, thankfully the conglomeration came out. You know, medical officials are helping out. Darby Allin, conglomeration is helping out. But looky, and it's so ironic because up next, we're going to have a Fight Without Honors trios match. We have 3 members of the conglomeration, Ishii, Mark Briscoe, and Kyle O'Reilly taking on the Learning Tree. I know people want to put that as a dud, but I would like to see that match. I think it's going to be a fun match. Of course, this match went to hell. Yeah, I know, because you pissed Orange off. You took out his best friend. You want to take out everything from him. And this is what you get. Because trust me, Orange has friends. It's just John doesn't even know it. So, and plus, I think for the next contender for the trios belt, I think it would make sense for the conglomeration to take them. Because I know Top Flight and Dark Order, they have their thing. But I would not be shocked if the conglomeration comes in the fray. Hello. Oh, Brian Danielson. Hello. Thank you for joining us. But we're pretty much on hour 1 of AEW Dynamite. This is Courtney Rice, WWT's media PR princess, and everything you need to know about All Elite. So I definitely want to thank everybody for coming out on this Wednesday night, because this is a special Wednesday Night War edition where, even though I'm doing AEW Dynamite, our wonderful councilman, he's doing NXT, where it's at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. So feel free, if you want to check out mine, you want to check out his for support, feel free to hop along, and we're here. So thank you for everybody that wants to join. I definitely want to thank Sindel, Brandon, Boza. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Hassan, Swag Kid, Lewis, Wizzy Wee, and of course, Brian Danielson's on the fray. But thank you for joining us. I'm watching you on my TV and the boys. Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate you making that commitment, Sindel. That really means a lot, especially doing both at the same time. That is pretty awesome. So we are on commercial right now, but as I mentioned, I do believe the conglomeration may be the next one. Well, I know they're in a few of the Learning Tree. I'm just trying to think how that's going to work. So it really is going to be something to think about, but we shall see. We shall see. So I'm very happy to be with all of you tonight. I'm just waiting for it to be a commercial, and I'm just waiting for the match to do it, because we have a trios match happening shortly. It'll be the Learning Tree versus the conglomeration in a Fight Without Honors trios match. So that's gonna be a really good one. Jericho versus Ishii. Yeah, I mean, I can see that happening, but I would love for Jericho to take on somebody who is a top star within Ring of Honor, because it gives an opportunity to face the belt. I think it's Ishii, but it would be nice for to take on somebody from the men's roster. But we shall see. We shall see. Who's facing the AEW champ next? Well, that's a good question, Wizzy. I just want to let you know, Jon Moxley will be defending his AEW title against my client, Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy, at Full Gear. And speaking of that, we get to hear from Ricochet. So it looks like the Hurt Syndicate really wants Ricochet. So Ricochet's doing his interview, but we shall see. I still think it's Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay or Mark Davis. So it looks like MVP is, NBC and the Hurt Syndicate are looking at Ricochet. And do you think Ricochet could be the next one joining the Hurt Syndicate? I mean, they've been looking at his matches. They've been eyeing him, so it's a possibility. And plus, I could see Ricochet joining because, you kind of need another cat. But I feel like him or Leo Rush would probably help. But we shall see. So back to the wrestling ring. We see the conglomeration in the ring, and we're just getting ready for the learning tree. Learning tree. Oh, is Chris Jericho back in his Lionheart days? He's like back in Lionheart. All right. Hi, JD Smith, Digi Artist. I definitely want to thank you for joining. Well, as the learning tree is coming out here, they're just showing a little heights of their rivalry. Last month, they were showing the learning tree taking out Ishii. And then they were showing what happened recently 2 weeks ago, where Chris Jericho won the Ring of Honor Championship in a ladder match. And Ishii had a stare down with him. So it looks like he's going to face him for that belt. I know people really want to put a dud on this match, but I think this is going to be a really good, entertaining match. I just hope it excites the fans and gets the energy going, because I feel like they do have, I know people are just like, oh, we're sick of it, but I feel like all 6 of these guys have good chemistry, because I feel like that's what you need in a good rivalry. You want to make sure you have good chemistry. You want to make sure the charisma's there. So I feel like there is a lot of good chemistry with all 6 teams. But anyways, heading back into the match, Mark Briscoe taking out Jericho with the Ring of Honor Championship belt. Kyle O'Reilly trying to take out Big Bill. And I know we see Brian Keith. And it looks like Mark Briscoe is trying to do the finishing move outside of the ring on Chris Jericho. And again, thank you for the update, Boza. And it looks like I don't want to be the one spreading rumors, but allegedly it looks like Chris Jericho may be signing another deal or extending his deal to AEW, which I'm not surprised, because he did help out with AEW. But there's been a lot of news floating around. It's a possibility he is in the process. He's allegedly planning to resign with AEW. So that's a little FYI. Oh, nice move by Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe is a treasure. I don't care what anybody says. Bobby, what's next for the Glamour Mariah May? Bobby, that's a good question, because she had a good match with Anna Jay. I feel like the rivalry is going to extend. I kind of want the rivalry to extend a little more. Oh, a nice table spot between the Bad Apple and Kyle O'Reilly. But going back to your point, Bobby, regarding Mariah May, I mean, I feel like if there's going to be an ex-contender, I think it's going to be Mina Shirakana, because I did see the promo of her on Collision, and it looks like she is coming back soon and also confront Mariah May. So I feel like they're going to have a match and rivalry happening soon. So that's going to be very interesting. And I know those ladies will definitely tear the house up, considering they both tag team at Stardom together. But looking at this match, well, the match is going to picture-in-picture, where even though there's commercials, the match is still going on, and there are bodies lying everywhere outside the ring. From the looks of it, he might not join the Hurt. Well, was he? I mean, it's a possibility, but I mean, people, they're really trying real hard to get Ricochet and the Hurt Syndicate, but I know he still has issues with Takeshita and all that stuff. But we'll see what happens in the next coming weeks. He may not. We don't know. But main event, I mean, he's keeping his mystery partner in the he's keeping his mystery partner up the wraps. But I do have a feeling, if it's not Mark Davis, I do have a feeling it is Will Ospreay. I just have a feeling because, like I said, we haven't seen him since Wrestle Dream. And I can tell you, they're going to have a match at Full Gear. Like, if it's Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay, that match is going to be fire. So, that I would definitely love to see. But that's going to be a fun match. Mina Shirokana would be nice with Mariah May, AEW Full Gear, and then maybe Mariah May versus Jamie Hager or Britt Baker. Yeah, that would be a nice match. Like, I feel like Mina would definitely be something. I think that would be something because, like I said, and we talked about this for the last couple of weeks. I just want to see a lot of women's talent on AEW more than one match because this is WWT Live. We represent for all the ladies, and I want to see more women's wrestling, just on Dynamite. We are seeing like more than one women's matches on Rampage and Collision, but I definitely want to see more women's matches on Dynamite instead of just having just one. Even if it's a tag team match, I would be okay with that. So I'm really happy we get to see Jamie Hager back in action against Penelope Ford. Yeah, I know. I know, boss. I wish they didn't have it at 9:30 either because it really kind of sucks. I don't even care if it's like earlier, but hey, anytime Mina is on TV, yeah, that is true. I love Mina Shirokana. She has the energy, she has the charisma. She started off as a model and then just run into wrestling because it's like when she's in the ring, she is very dangerous. I think Mariah versus Mina would be at Wrestle Dynasty one way or another, title or no title. I worry about Dynamite. Well, Bosa, I don't think it's nothing really to worry about because I do think AEW has a roster that can really help out with Dynamite because, of course, the Young Bucks are going to be there. Kenny Omega is going to be there at Wrestle Dynasty. So I don't think they're going to use all their roster. I think they are going to use some people that are already advertised or superstars who have never wrestled in Japan. That could be a good opportunity and good exposure for them. So I think they have a lot of superstars they could fill out for that week at Dynamite. So I wouldn't get too worried. And we're going back to the match between the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, the Bad Apple, and Big Bill taking on members of the Conglomeration, Ishii, Kyle O'Reilly, and Mark Briscoe. So Jericho's in the ring, and him and Mark Briscoe are staring at each other. I don't know why. It's just Chris Jericho with that long hair. He makes me think of his Lionheart days. And they have chairs. It's chairs galore. They're both hitting each other with chairs at the same time, but something has to give. But Jericho, he had the last ending. Mark Briscoe hitting him with a steel chair. And here comes Mark Briscoe hitting the Bad Apple. Trying to hit, but it looks like the Redwood's just taking out everybody. Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, the Redwood's just taking out everybody. Thank you, Bobby. Yes, Ricochet will be at Wrestle Dynasty against Zack Sabre Jr. That match is going to be good. Stardom has something special going on in their training. Mina and Mariah could just try to scout by on looks, but they're skilled enough to go with the best. Yeah, that is true. Stardom has definitely been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful opportunity. Now, outside of those two, we have seen some AEW stars wrestle in Stardom. Most recently, Willow Nightingale has wrestled in Stardom. So it's nice to have a little bit of exposure, especially if some have not wrestled in Japan. That's also a really great opportunity as well. So I'm all in for it, and it's just really wonderful. So going back to the match, it looks like Kyle O'Reilly is fired up. He's trying to take care of the Redwood. Ooh, a kick to the face. Trying to take out the big man. 1, 2, kick out by Mark Briscoe. Chris Jericho's seeing if he can put on the walls of Jericho. Ishii did a chop on him. Ooh, chops galore. And it looks like Kyle O'Reilly and Big Bill are going to the back. Ooh, Brian, the Bad Apple, he's just hitting with a kendo stick. Okay, so Brian Keith's going on the top rope, but stopped by Ishii. Chris Jericho stops it. And then Mark Briscoe. Okay. Trying to do a powerbomb. Mark Briscoe is trying to do a powerbomb with Chris Jericho. Ishii is trying to do a suplex on Brian Keith. Oh my goodness. Yikes! Double suplex. You know, I don't care what a lot of people say. This is actually a really good, solid match. Oh, look at this. Kyle O'Reilly and Big Bill are fighting backstage. Lord. Oh my goodness. They're fighting backstage. Well, they said fight without honor, so I guess it's anything goes. And the Redwood try to take out Kyle O'Reilly. Have that table. Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like Big Bill's trying to take out 2 tables. It looks like he's trying to powerbomb Kyle O'Reilly. Oh my goodness. But look, Kyle O'Reilly, he's putting him in submission hold. He's got him in submission hold. He's trying to wear out Big Bill. Oh, double table spot for both of them. Oh my goodness. I will say, as I said earlier, this match is really good, even though people are kind of sick of the learning tree. I do think this is a really good, solid match, and they just have really good chemistry, all 6 of these teams. But Mark Briscoe's got the ladder. He's trying to take out Jericho, but Jericho drop kick onto the ladder. Got the chair. Telling him to get up. Mark Briscoe. He's trying to do the finishing move. Woo! Mark Briscoe, he's feeling the energy from the fans. What's he gonna do here? He got a table. And what's he gonna do? Mark Briscoe looks like he's going the ladder. Let's see what he's doing. What's he gonna do here? Oh, drop kick off the top rope. From the ladder to the table, taking out Chris Jericho. And this should be it. 1, 2. And here comes Brian Keith. Ishii comes in the ring too. Oh my god, that spot's insane. The Bad Apple's trying to take out Ishii, but Ishii just stands still. Oh, nasty clothesline onto the Bad Apple. Going through the ropes onto the Bad Apple. And he's got Chris. He wants to destroy him. Ooh. That was a nasty clothesline. Let's see what he's going to do here. Is this going to end the match? Let's see. Oh! And that should be it right here. 1, 2, 3. So Ishii picked up a pin. And we have your winners, folks. The winners of this Fight Without Honor disqualification match is the Conglomerations, Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, and Ishii, pinning the Ring of Honor champion Chris Jericho. I will say, this was a really entertaining match. I mean, you got to give all 6 of these guys the benefit of the doubt. There was a lot of chairs, table spots. We saw a price of ladder, fighting backstage. And we are almost halfway through hour 1. Hard to believe. Where has the time gone? Where has the time gone? So right now, Dynamite is, well, they're talking about one of their partners, DraftKings. But thank you guys for joining me on this. This is a Wednesday Night Wars edition of AEW Dynamite. So this is WWT's Media PR Princess, Courtney Rice, in the building. We also have our wonderful councilman who is doing a watch along to NXT, where NXT is live from 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. So feel free, if you want to hop on mine, you want to hop on his. Hey, this is a friendly Wednesday Night Wars, and I'm in on it. And happy to see my sister Honey in the building. I know she is itchingly waiting for Malakai Black to be in action, because Malakai Black will be taking on Adam Cole, and that match is going to be something. And I kind of do like the rivalry that is starting to shape up between the House of Black and Adam Cole, because Buddy Matthews said a couple weeks ago to Adam Cole that he's fragile. And Adam Cole didn't take it very well. And Buddy Matthews said the old Adam Cole wouldn't care. Even if he was hurt, he would still fight. So it's really interesting how this is going to play out. But I'm excited for it. I just want to see. But Sindel, thank you for letting me know Rhino's appearing on NXT. But I did want to make a notice. No spoilers for NXT, because I DVR'd it and I am going to watch it tomorrow. So no spoilers for NXT at 2300, because I want to be surprised. But thank you for letting me know. And I'm very excited to watch it. So thank you for that. But I'm just waiting for a commercial. I'm just waiting for the commercial to take in. And I'm just waiting for a commercial to start so we can get this thing going with Dynamite. Thanks again, Courtney, for doing a post show. Both shows are killing it. I'm in. Thanks, Boza. I know it's so hard to do it both at the same time. Councilman and I were trying to see if we could do it, like, you know, in one video, but I guess that didn't work. So we just had to do it separately. But yes, I will be doing a post show of Dynamite. So be patient, folks. I will be doing a post show after this. So feel free to don't go anywhere, because I will be giving a post show. Oh, yes, the no disqualification match had a fun ending. So, but I'm happy to see it. But I know why as I said, I know why my sister Honey's here, because she wants to see her guy Malakai Black in action against Adam Cole. So, so far, Adam Cole has a victory. Roderick Strong has a victory because he picked up a win on Collision. So, Bobby, I hope to see your clients, Anthony Bo. Well, it's funny you mentioned the Acclaimed because on Collision this past Saturday, Tony Khan. I'm going to stop you right there because we see Claudio backstage. We see the Trios champions and we see Moxley. So let's see what he has to say. John Moxley has something to say. And speaking of that, we see Mr. Adam Cole. I know Honey's been waiting all night for this. Adam Cole versus Malakai Black. So as I mentioned, Adam Cole has one win. Roderick Strong has a win from Collision this past weekend. So if Adam Cole wins, he'll be 2-1. So as I mentioned, him and the Undisputed Kingdom, they both won MJF. But MJF threw out a gauntlet that not the gauntlet. MJF threw it out there. Whoever wins their first 3 matches gets them at Full Gear. So we shall see. Hopefully Adam Cole makes it win number 2. And I think Roderick Strong probably will have a match on Collision this weekend. But I'm happy the Undisputed Kingdom picked up a win on Rampage last week in that 3-way tag team match. Did Courtney Boza, Boss Lady and I are working on that. We are working on that. We're trying to get the media scrum. She's been putting the requests in. I've been trying to budge her a bit. We're trying. We are trying. So I'm doing everything in my power to get through because I think it would be fun being at media scrum. So keep you up to date as possible. So we have Adam Cole, and here comes Malakai Black from the House of Black. No, Boza, it's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen. It's just like, a lot of times some of their team's a little busy because they're on the road, but it's gonna happen sooner or later. And plus, it's early November. We probably won't know when it gets closer, so we have plenty of time. So it's gonna happen. I believe it. So here comes Malakai Black. I would love to see the House of Black challenge for the Trios belt. I could imagine them against the BCC. That would be a really good rivalry to have. And Malakai's first match back. Yep. This is first match back because when they had the Hurricanes, him, FTR, and a lot of superstars who were affected by it had to stay put and make sure everything within their community had to be centered. Oh, thanks, Bobby. You believe in me. So, Bobby, going to my comment because I saw you brought up my clients the Acclaim. Well, it's really interesting to see because Tony Khan put out a match this past week. Private Party is going to be in a fatal 4-way match at Full Gear. And there's going to be a series of matches with tag teams. So, kicking off this Saturday on Collision, it will be the Outrunners versus Top Flight this Saturday on Collision. Next Wednesday on Dynamite, Honey will love this. It'll be FTR versus the House of Black. Next week on Dynamite, which is match number 2. Match number 3, will be on Collision. It will be LFI that consists of Roos, Elistico, and the Beast Mortos taking on the Acclaimed. And out of those 3 winners, they will compete against Private Party in a fatal 4-way match at Full Gear. So I'm very excited that the tag team match is starting to get a little bit of love. But this is going to be a test for Private Party because I want them. I don't want to be transitional champions. I really want them to get statement wins. So they'll have their rivalry with my guys, the Acclaim, soon, but not yet. Because I want them to slowly start to cook out. So that's going to happen somewhere down the line. But going back to this, and also just a little PSA, because they put out of Allin Texas in 2025. VIP packages will go on sale November 20th, and it'll officially go on sale to the public December 9th. So if you live in the Texas area, make sure to circle that date and get your tickets. So instead of Allin being at Wembley Stadium next year, it will be in Texas. Wembley Stadium will be 2026. So going back to the match with Malakai Black and Adam Cole, they both are going, they're both doing the side lock with each other. Malakai Black's trying to put in a submission move on Adam Cole. Adam Cole's trying to block it. Okay. So Adam Cole, he's trying to do some little maneuvers and counter it. Gets Malakai Black. It's actually nice to see the House of Black on Dynamite for once. It's nice to see them on Dynamite. I know we see them on like a Collision, but it's nice to see them be on Dynamite. All right. Ooh. Counter by Malakai Black. He's trying to put him in a submission hold. I could, it's interesting. House of Black is supposed to be this heel that is so terrorized, but the fans love him so much. I actually like it. It's nice to see the House of Black get involved. So let's see. Yes, Bobby, it's nice to see Adam Cole back in the ring for a second time. I just hope this time he wrestles and there's no serious injuries in the fray. I just hope, he wrestles with 0 injuries free. All right, so Malakai Black took Adam Cole back in the ring. Adam Cole. I feel like for this, it needs to be dramatic. So pretty much whoever wins 3 matches gets MJF. But it would be nice to have an interesting turn if somebody loses a match, either Roddy or Adam Cole. So feel free to put in the comments on who do you have winning this match. Do you have Adam Cole, who's going to go 2-0? Or do you have Malakai Black giving him their first loss? So, and also, we are in the final hour of AEW Dynamite. Where has the time gone? And this has been a fun night that I get to spend with all of you. It would be really fun. It would be really fun to have. But thank you guys. I mean, where has the time gone? This is what happens when you have fun in this watch along. It's always fun to watch, especially since it's Dynamite. It's Wednesday. But yeah, feel free to put in the comments on who do you think will win, because I think it would just be nice to have one of them lose, and that would be an interesting cliffhanger. So we have Malakai Black, Adam Cole. So I'm just looking at the chats right here. It took predictable. We get a handicap magic roll gear. I agree. Yeah, I gotta pick Malakai Black for the win. It's just I just really want Malakai Black to get a win. And plus, it's always nice to see the House of Black on Dynamite. Boss man, Tony, put House of Black. Well, honey, you'll like this because, as I mentioned earlier, House of Black's going to be on Dynamite next week. I'm taking on FTR because there's going to be a series of qualifying matches for a fatal four-way match to face off against Private Party for the tag team titles at Full Gear. So, honey, you get a treat because not only you see Malakai Black tonight, you're going to see House of Black next Wednesday. How cool is that? Thanks for doing this tonight. Yeah, of course, Boza, I'm happy to. And plus, this is a Wednesday night war. This is a friendly Wednesday night war. We're just having a little fun here. You know, the councilman, he handles NXT. That's his jam. I do AEW. So we're just doing our thing. We're happy with all of you here. Let's go back. I know Honey's going for Malakai Black. Time flies when we are having fun with 2 hours. I know, it's crazy. 2 hours. I know, it's crazy. But you know, this is an exciting time, the end of the year, because this is a really great opportunity for AEW to really end the year off on a high note. Because I know WWE, they have one PLE with Survivor Series and Saturday Night's Main Event, but AEW, they have 2 PLEs to end the year. So this is a really great opportunity to end the year off feeling very good. That 2024 went smoothly. There was a few bumps in the way, and just get ready for 2025 because you have the Tokyo Dome in January in Japan. Because the first official PLE that AEW will have is March in Revolution. So this is a really great opportunity to really kick it up a notch, and especially with that partnership that you have with New Japan Wrestling. So, and plus, I would like to see some stars who have not wrestled in Japan get an opportunity because I don't think we've seen few wrestle in Japan. I don't think we've seen the Acclaimed wrestle in Japan, I believe. From my understanding, that would be insane. I know there have been some stars that have wrestled in Japan, like Jay White, he's wrestled in Japan. Leo Rush has wrestled in Japan. I mean, of course, like Mariah May, Toni Storm, they wrestled in Japan. Willow wrestled at Stardom. Chris Statlander wrestled in New Japan. So it is a great opportunity. So I would like to see some of the roster, especially if you have not wrestled in Japan for a while, to really get in the fray. Dylan just ripped into the oh God. Oh, that's our wonderful producer Dylan, folks. But going back to the match, it is Malakai Black versus Adam Cole. And it looks like Adam Cole gave Malakai Black a counter. 1, 2, kick out by Malakai Black. And it looks like Malakai Black, his neck, it looks like he was feeling his neck after that nasty counter by Adam Cole. Adam Cole on the top rope. So, ooh, what a kick. 1, 2, kick up by Adam Cole. Also, what? Why did he walk out? Does this have anything? I hope it's not a bad thing. He walked out. Hopefully his client Roxanne's okay. I'm just hoping she's okay. Oh man. Malakai Black is on his feet. Having a punches. It's just a punch fest between these two. Let's see, Malakai Black. Oh dear. Sorry, I'm like looking at the oh no, sit down. Well, I may have to watch the video from earlier today, so I'm gonna have to have a chat with our producer. Let's see, both of them are on the top rope. Let's see. Both of them. Malakai Black looks like he's about to do something. And on his feet. Oof. A kick. Oh, man. Both of them delivering kick. Ooh, a nasty kick, but delivered from Malakai Black. Ooh. And then Adam Cole, he took out his knee pad, so we know what this is. Malakai Black kicked. Is this it? Ooh. I would love for Malakai Black to win. I would love for Malakai Black to get a win. And also, as I mentioned earlier, folks, you'll be seeing House of Black again next Wednesday on Dynamite. It'll be them versus FTR. So, you'll be getting your butts in your seats for that. Anyways. Oh my God. I'm so laughing at Nigel. And speaking of Nigel, if you did not know, he is a magician. And he also has a show, magic show he's doing the night before Full Year. I'm kind of debating, do I want to go? Because it's in Jersey. And I always heard that he has really good shows and he does really good magic. So I don't know. I may see Mr. Nigel McGuinness. Ooh, a nasty counter. Ooh, kick by Adam Cole. Oh my goodness, both of them are laid out. This is actually a really good match. It's just they're giving it their all. I would not be shocked if, because I know Buddy and Brody know Malakai could do it on his own, but I wouldn't be shocked if they try to play mind games with Adam Cole. Malakai Black's trying to get up. Adam Cole is trying to finish it. But Malakai Black is staring at him. He's sitting in his form. He's staring at him. He wants to kick him. Oh, man. He's out. He was laid out. And that's it. And your winner is Adam Cole. And so far, he is 2-0. One more match. All Adam Cole needs to do is get one match in, and he faces off against MJF. So he took out 2 members of the House of Black. Will the next one be Brody King? And I think that would make sense because if it's Brody King, then I guess for House of Black against FTR, it would be Malakai and Buddy. But look who's in the back. Kyle O'Reilly. He's in the back. Not only going to help with the trainer, but he's checking out Adam Cole after his match. So you guess he wants to make sure because he's a part of the kingdom. I'm suspecting handicap. Well, it's a possibility, but I also have a feeling the Undisputed Kingdom may turn on Adam Cole. I think he may turn on Adam Cole. But we're seeing after the match, it looked like Malakai Black set up. He's sitting up. He's trying to shake his hand, Malakai Black. He's trying to shake his hand. I guess Malakai Black doesn't want to shake his hand. Oh, he wants to embrace him. He gave him a hug, embracing him, out of respect, which is nice to see. After a match, they're embracing each other. I mean, after this, you think Adam Cole's going to take out Brody next week? A show of respect between Malakai Black and Adam Cole. And let's see what Adam Cole has to say after his victory Well, it looks like if Adam Cole gets 3 wins and if Roderick Strong gets 3 wins, it looks like it'll be a triple threat match at Full Gear. But I have a feeling the Undisputed Kingdom. Oh, and speaking of MJF, look, we're gonna hear from him. All right, so it looks like MJF was on the phone with somebody. So it looks like he wants to take out Adam Cole. And as I mentioned earlier, Full Weight Gear, it's going to be a fatal 4-way match at Full Gear where Private Party defends their titles. This Saturday on Collision, it'll be the Outrunners and Top Flight. Next Wednesday, it'll be FTR versus the House of Black. And then on November 14th on Collision, it will be LFI, which consists of Rouge, Elístico, and the Beast Mortos, taking on the Acclaimed. And the winners from 3 of those matches are going to face Private Party in a fatal 4-way match. And speaking of that, here is Jay White talking to Renee Paquette. Gee, their match is going to be on fire, Hangman and Jay White. And speaking of that, Hangman just attacked Jay White, and it looks like they're going to the Dynamite AEW stage. Their match is going to be fire at Full Gear. I'm actually looking forward to that match. So their match is going to be fire. But as we know, Full Gear is actually shaping up to be a really good, solid card. And the one thing that AEW is doing is they are announcing their matches specifically for Full Gear. They're matching their matches early and they're letting it build up, which is great. And it's slowly starting to shape. But that's one of the positives I will give to AEW. Oh man, it looks like Heyman's really gonna break his ankle. Hangman really wants to take out Jay White before Full Gear. What's he? Oh my god, he has that steel chair. Here comes Juice. There's Juice. Look at Juice. And then Hangman take it, and then Jay White take it out. Hangman. Their match is really gonna be fire. I think the one thing that'll really get this over is if like Hangman takes out every member of the Bang Bang Gang one by one, and if it's just him and Jay White. Like if he takes out Juice, he already took out Austin. Oh my god, Jay White had a lot of words to say because he wants to make him submit. Boza, is this win good enough for Switchblade? Yeah, I think this could be a really good win for Jay White because with the fact this could really continue because he is a main event player. I do believe he does needs another opportunity to take on the AEW World Championship match. And Switchblade is being one of their top stars. So Full Gear is shaping up to be a good match. And I'm actually excited to go see it live because it's from my home state in Jersey. I'm actually excited to see it live. So I've never been to a PLE of AEW, but I'm really excited to attend Full Gear. And so far, it's going to be a shape it up card. CEO Mercedes Renee versus. Are you sure, Bobby? Feel free to let me know that. Feel free to let me know if it's confirmed because I am watching Dynamite, and I guess you might be a little bit ahead of me. Just let me know if it's really official. Boza, the 0-hour match between Big Boom and AJ will be. I think it would be good for entertainment purposes, Boza. I think it would be good. And plus, we don't know what's going to be added to 0 Hour because there may be some matches that are pretty good. So, going into that. And Bobby, you asked me a question earlier. Which AEW tag team would you like to see be in New Japan Wrestling Tag Team League? Oh my goodness, there are so many options that I could pick from. So many good tag teams I could pick from. I mean, I'm not going to include FTR because they wrestled in Japan. I mean, that could be something. I would love to see Top Flight be a part of that. I feel like Top Flight is definitely a team on the rise. And also, it'd be good for them to wrestle in Japan. I mean, Layla Gray wrestled in the New Japan dojo. She's training there. So this will be a good opportunity for Top Flight to be there. Also, I would love nothing more to see the Tag Team Champions Private Party be in Japan because I don't think they've ever wrestled in Japan, from my understanding. So I would see them. Of course, I would love to see my clients see Acclaimed wrestle in Japan. That would be a killer. The Outrunners would be a great MXM collection. House of Black would be another one. They're just so. This is one of the strongest pillars of AEW is their tag team division, and this is an opportunity we get to see them shine because I would love for them to put notice on not just their tag team division, but also their women's division. You say you have the most talented women in the world. Well, I would love to see more than one matches, not just on Dynamite, but on Rampage and Collision, and even on a weekly basis. Heck, I would be okay if it was a tag team match. And at least we'll get more exposure to some of the ladies. But it's starting to slow. Can't knock it for that. But we are on commercial, and oh my goodness, it's almost 9:30, and we are just halfway through Dynamite. Where has the time gone? This is what happens when you have fun. So, up next, it'll be Christian Cage confronting Hook, especially with what happened, because now we know who the culprit was that attacked Taz was Christian Cage. So, and oh, we see Miss Chris Statlander. Chris was really gonna kick her. Woo! I'm telling you, ever since Chris Statlander beat Camille, Mercedes should be very afraid. She should be very afraid. Chris, you don't mess with a girl from Long Island. That's all I have to say. And thank you, Bobby, for letting me know that Boss Man Tony saw it on Twitter, and it's official. It is the TBS Championship between Chris Statlander and Mercedes. You do not want to mess with Chris Statlander. You ran her over with your car, and she took out not just the brick house, but she also took out her. I'm going to tell you something. You don't want to mess with Chris. It's just a shame that her and Willow are not friends anymore, because I could see the two of them taking on both Camille and Mercedes. But hopefully they make up on screen soon. So we're seeing. So right now we have Christian and the whole entire patriarchy, and they're going to be confronted by Hook. So it looks like it. Yeah, Bobby, Chris Statlander is a big threat, and she should have known that, because after she had her match with the Brick House last week, she should be a little bit nervous. But we see Christian and the entire patriarchy, and let's see what Christian has to say. Well, that was an interesting promo because, of course, Christian. This is why he's a heel, because he always acts like a jerk. But Hook came out, and now we know who attacked Taz was Christian. He hit his leg with a lead pipe, and Hook wants Christian. So I think they are going to have a match of Full Gear, and I think he's going to get some help. So, and it also looks like we're going to get a promo from Lance Archer and Brian Cage, which they're a tag team to watch, and they could be a scary combination, and they could be a reign of terror within the tag team division. So pretty much no one is safe, and they're going to have some competition soon. So they're going to be a team to look forward to. And speaking of that, we also have that creep, Don Callis. What does that creep have to say? Well, it looks like MJF is trying to get some help from Don Callis because it looks like he wants to take out Adam Cole. So he went to Don Callis and he gave him his ring and some cash too. And if that happens, which member of the Don Callis family is going to take out, either Adam Cole or Roderick Strong? There's a lot of possibilities. Wait, Mercedes is finally gonna have a match? Is the time? Yes, honey. I mean, you missed it. So, Chris Statlander is going to face off against Mercedes Moné against the for the TBS title at Full Gear. And also, you kind of missed it too because even though Camille and Mercedes tried to run Chris Statlander over with the call with her car, she took out the Brick House and Mercedes. So, if I were Mercedes, I'd be very, very nervous because Chris Statlander is no joke. And she's a former TBS champion. So that is going to be interesting. And plus, it would be nice to see Chris Statlander be champion again. And who knows, maybe Willow may come back at Full Gear. Hopefully we'll see. But we got some ladies action here because this is WWT Live. We have Jamie Hager versus Penelope Ford. I just hope the match lasts a little bit longer. And I hope these ladies deliver. But it's nice to see Penelope Ford back because we haven't seen her in 2 years. Taking on Jamie Hager. So it looks like Penelope has the upper hand. Jamie. Ooh. I feel like if Willow doesn't come back like from her concussion protocol, I could see Jamie Hager taking out Marina Shafir because I feel like she has the guts to do it. Maybe Roderick Strong versus Kyle Fletcher. Maybe Kyle Fletcher, but I think they're saving Kyle Fletcher for Will Ospreay. I feel like for that they're gonna put either Lance Archer or Brian Cage to take on Roderick Strong because this past Saturday on Collision we saw the encounter that Archer and Brian Cage had with the entire Undisputed Kingdom. So that could also play a little thing in the way. And look at Penelope Ford. showing her gymnastic side and trying to get the upper hand against Jamie Hager. But thank you guys for joining the special edition of AEW Dynamite. And oh, let me change my banner. All right, so we got the ladies. We have the ladies. So, but it's nice to see both of them back. But yeah, it's been a really fun show on Dynamite. This has been a really solid episode. And also don't forget, because I will be doing the post show after this. So really make sure you stay put. Don't go anywhere. I will be doing the post show right after Dynamite. So, and also this is a special edition of the Wednesday Night Wars because I'm handling AEW Dynamite. The Councilman's handling NXT at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. So feel free to check out his watch along because I know he has a fun watch along because he has some of our fellow cohorts, Honey and Dion, with the fray. So I'm excited to see that. But back to the match between Jamie Hager and Penelope Ford. It looks like Penelope has the upper hand. Ooh, Jamie Hager has a counter, giving her a punch. Ooh. Target her in the knee. One, two, kick up by Jamie. And it looks like Penelope Ford is trying to do a moonsault. Oh, nasty. Oh, a kick by Jamie Hager. Trying to get some offense going. Ooh, counter by Penelope. Ooh, kick out by Jamie. So let's see. Penelope Ford's carrying Jamie. Ooh. Jamie Hager. Oh, I think that's her finishing move. Is this it? That's it. And your winner is Miss Jamie Hager. I do see her being a contender for the AEW Women's Championship down the road. Because she said she came back with a purpose. And she's on a roll. But folks, we got a main event happening tonight. It is Kyle Fletcher and the international champion Konosuke Takeshita taking on Ricochet and a partner of his choosing. Now, who could that be? Who could it be? So, I just love seeing Jamie Hager back. Oh, and they're showing a promo of Mina Shirokana because all the fans want to see Mina. And trust me, she will be back soon. Oh, and just a little announcement, Mina Shirokana will be back next week. So I wonder what Mina's going to do. Is she going to confront Mariah May with everything that's been happening? Is she going to be in action? But we get to see the wonderful Mina Shirokana. And folks, this is main event time. And where has the time gone? It's just like these 2 hours flew by just like that. But I want to thank everybody for joining on, well, the special edition. It's a Wednesday Night Wars because I'm handling Oh, AEW Dynamite. I'm handling AEW Dynamite. Our councilman is handling NXT at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. So both of us are doing double duty. But I do want to, before I forget, I want to thank Brandon, Sindel, Boza, Bobby. I'm going down the list. Hassan, Swag Kid, Wizzy Wee, Lewis, Brian Danielson. I'm laughing at that. Brian Danielson. JD Smith, DG Artist. Of course, my sister Honey joining. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, I thought Honey would be on there. But Councilman, our mayor, and Dion are handling NXT. So I knew Dion was handling NXT, but I thought Honey was going to join. But yeah, so feel free to join them on NXT at 2300. I'm handling AEW Dynamite. So it's been nice to with all of you. And yeah, it's main event time. It's been a very fun show on Dynamite. And the road to Full Gear. And I have to say, the card that they have for Full Gear is starting to shape up pretty good. And I love that they're announcing matches ahead of time instead of waiting like a week or two before the event. And we're only in the first full week of November. So we're going to have some matches to come. Of course, we're going to have a private party defend their titles, but we have to see who they are defending it to as well. I just have a feeling it's going to be Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay at Full Gear. That match is bound to happen. But yeah, we got some pretty cool matches on the card, and there will be more to come, not just tonight, but also possibly on either Rampage or Collision. So feel free to check out that. And I'm just really anxious on who Ricochet's tag team partner is, because I said it was going to be either Mark Davis or Will Ospreay. Because like I said, we haven't seen Will Ospreay since Wrestle Dream. So it's a possibility, but I'm really excited to see that. Oh, and speaking of that, they're showing a promo of the Rainmaker. So it looks like they're bringing back the annual Continental Classic because he is the Continental Champion. So this is going to be fun because Okada's a very talented athlete. He's a very talented athlete. I just wish they give him like a legitimate storyline. But the Continental Classic is coming back when on their final pay-per-view of the year, World's End. Hello, Fearfully Confident. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, James Hayes, because we're looking at the new possibility, Okada, but I would love for Takeshita to have at least a memorable and lengthy reign. I just don't want him to be like a transitional champion and just drop it. But we are in main event time. We are going on Kyle Fletcher, because here comes Kyle Fletcher. And of course, it's a possibility we may hear that creep Don Callis on commentary, of course. So Kyle Fletcher, the international champion, Konosuke Takeshita, taking on Ricochet and a partner of his choosing. So we shall see. And I love that this tag team match. I was very surprised it was the main event. I really thought it was going to be possibly either Adam Cole or Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin taking on the BCC, but I guess they want to incorporate other storylines. I would imagine that it would start the Dynamite. Yeah, the night before Thanksgiving, because that's when it usually starts a kind of ultra classic. It feels like we make it possibility, but also don't forget about the January event at the Tokyo Dome too, because Okada may make an appearance there. So that's another option too. I'm surprised this is the main. Yeah, I know. I was very shocked. I thought it was going to be either Adam Cole or Malakai Black or OC and Darby Allin's tag team match. I thought like that would have been the main event because I would have been like, okay, that would have made a lot of sense. But we'll see them out in a Ricochet. Well, you better have a good tag team partner because this is going to be fun. All right, so it looks like Ricochet has the mic in his hand. So let's see what he has to say. Oh my god! It's Powerhouse Hobbs! I thought it was gonna be Will Ospreay! Powerhouse Hobbs! Uh-oh. Well, it looks like his contract is voided from the Don Callis family. Crap, I really thought it was gonna be Will Ospreay, but welcome back, Powerhouse Hobbs! It's so good to see him back! Well, it's interesting to see him and Ricochet as a tag team. Now, he's back! Oh yeah, his contract did expire. Does he go on his own or just... Well, we're going to see him go on his own for a little bit and possibly MVP will recruit him, but we shall see. But yeah, I'm just happy. It's funny. I know, Doc Callis. I know. But ironically enough, I thought at least he would be doing commentary because he usually does if any of his clients at ringside. So Ricochet trying to do a chop, but Takeshita looks like it's immune to him. Welcome back, Powerhouse Hobbs. I thought he was going to come back soon, but well, it looks like Ricochet and Powerhouse are looking like a tag team. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Well, they do work well as a tag team, I will say. Yeah, it is a good gotcha by Boss Man Tony. See, Tony Khan can make some good decisions. I just hope the poor man gets some sleep, because between this, doing football, try and have a soccer team, I just hope that man gets some at least good amount of sleep. I know he tries to say he doesn't, but I just hope he gets some sleep. Man, Powerhouse House is giving it to Fletcher. Tag made to Ricochet. I wonder, feel free to put in the comments to see what's going to happen with Powerhouse Hobbs. Ricochet's trying to intimidate Hobbs. 1, 2. So let's see. Kyle Fletcher trying to move on Ricochet. Ooh! One to the head. Takeshita trying to kick out, but Hobbs, it looked like he hasn't missed a beat. It looked like he hasn't missed a beat. Ooh, double kick by Takeshita and Fletcher. So this match is continuing on. Our main event, we have a picture-in-picture commercial and the match. So of course they're showing a commercial of Collision, which I did tell you there is going to be a match happening on Collision this weekend. I think there's 2 matches happening on Collision. It's going to be AR Fox taking on Nick Wayne. And of course, we have the qualifying matches for the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match happening at Full Gear. It'll be the Outrunners taking on Top Flight. And that's going to be a really, really good match. So I'm not sure who's going to win that one. I mean, as much as I would love for Top Flight to win, because I know they're in the middle of a spat with the BCC, especially with the trios belts, but I think that match is going to have to go to the Outrunners, especially with the fans going nuts for them and just having that charisma. And also, they are picking up wins, but I don't think they picked up a lot of signature wins against some top tier tag teams within AEW. So it would be nice to get a win with one of AEW's, not just originals, but Rising's tag teams in Top Flight. So it would be a good, nice signature win for them. But wow, we got Powerhouse Hobbs back. So excited to see him back. And like I said, we're in main event. We're in main event time. So thank you guys for joining on this show. This is Courtney Rice, WWT's Media and PR Princess, and I'm excited to be with all of you on a Wednesday Night War editions, because not only it is AEW Dynamite, it is NXT Live for the 2300, where your Councilman, Mayor, and Dion are handling the fray. So they are handling this, but you know what? I'm just having a little fun here with all of you and just having some fun. So thank you guys for joining me, because I know it's very hard to do it back and forth because people want to watch NXT, they want to watch Dynamite, but I'm happy that you're here. So we're in main event time. Kyle Fletcher and the international champion Konosuke Takeshita taking on Ricochet and the return of Powerhouse Hobbs. And his contract for the Don Callis family was voided last month. So he's not with the Don Callis family anymore. So I'm curious to know what's going to happen with him next. Because I'm telling you, if he joins MVP, Swerve is in trouble. Because there's no way Swerve... I mean, Swerve is the most dangerous guy in AEW, but he's going to need some help. Probably help in the most unexpected way. But I love how they're doing a picture-in-picture with the match being live, and also there's commercials. So I'm just looking at this. So Takeshita has a headlock onto Ricochet. Ricochet is blocking it. see. And we're fully back live in the match. So let's see. Kyle Fletcher just taunting with himself, saying, "You know what? Oh, and looky, it is Adam Cole. And why is he watching this match backstage?" Oh, so, ooh, I'm sorry, but this episode, this Dynamite episode just got better from Connecticut. So next week, we're not going to have just the return of Mina Shirokana. We're also going to have Adam Cole taking on the AEW International Champion Konosuke Takeshita. And we're also going to have another qualifying match for the tag team titles. FTR taking on House of Black, where the winner gets to go on to the Fatal 4A match to take on Private Party for the AEW World Tag Team titles. So far it's shaping up to be a pretty good Dynamite, I would say. So more matches will possibly be announced, probably not just on Wednesday, but also on Rampage on Friday and possibly on Collision. So let's see. Get back to the main event. Powerhouse Hobbs giving a punch to Takeshita. Let's see. Oh my goodness. This is the power. Oof. 2. And also, could Powerhouse Hobbs be next in line for the International Championship? That would be insane. He threw Kyle Fletcher out like a doll. He looks good. You know, after doing that rehab and everything else, he looks better than ever. I'm sure MVP is in the back watching. Ooh, punched at Powerhouse. Ooh, that looked like it didn't hurt him. Looks like it did not hurt him. Oof. Punches back and forth between Hobbs and Takeshita. I'm going to say this. If Powerhouse Hobbs pins Takeshita, I think he may be the next person in line for that AEW International Championship. See Takeshita. Ooh, a nasty clothesline. Ricochet's back up on his feet. Ricochet. Kyle Fletcher. Ooh, nasty kick. Kyle Fletcher looks like he has that gazed look, energized look. Ricochet countered. Ooh, Kyle Fletcher caught him. Power bomb. 1, 2. Kick out by Ricochet. Okay, looks like Fletcher and Takeshita. Oh, nasty hurricanrana by Ricochet. Yes, both of this is a really great match. Like I said, this is a really good, solid Dynamite so far. And I would talk about that in the post show, which I'll be doing after Dynamite. So make sure you stick around to watch it. I'm going to be doing a quick post show, getting my thoughts, reactions, and everything that's happening as we continue the road to Full Gear. Ooh, Ricochet. Ooh, kick to the face by Takeshita. Okay, what's it do? Oh, Ricochet landed on his feet. Is he trying to do? Ricochet. Takeshita got him by the legs. Ooh, nasty closing by Fletcher. Ooh, he took out Powerhouse Hobbs. 2, kick out by Ricochet. Fletcher's ordering Takeshita to finish him. Oop. Counted by Ricochet. Kick to the face. Oh, a nasty clothesline by Power Hobbs. Just the word Courtney Councilman are doing their post show for it. Oh, really? Nice. Well, that's good to know. Well, I guess that's good to know instead of doing post shows separately. But ooh, look at that. 1, 2, kick out by Takeshita. Let's see. Ricochet. He's on the top rope. Ooh, he's finishing. Is this over? 1, 2. Ooh, kick out by Takeshita. Here we go. Ricochet. Is he going to end it right here? Ooh. Is this it? 3. Ricochet got the pin. And your winners is Ricochet and Powerhouse Hobbs. Oh, it's so good to see Powerhouse Hobbs back. And it looked like he hasn't missed a beat. Big win. And oh no, he took out Powerhouse with a chair. And he's taking out Ricochet. Ooh, hit him in the back. Take it out, Ricochet. I feel like Mark Davis is going to come out. Either him or Will Ospreay. But Mark Davis will make a lot of sense. Taking out Ricochet. Oh, and here I go. Here's Mark Davis. Because we've seen Mark Davis. Here he comes. Yeah, here comes Mark Davis. Hey, you just shoved him. Yeah, that is true. He's going to be at Defy Wrestling, folks, this weekend. He's going to be at Defy Wrestling in the Pacific Northwest. And, oh, wait a minute. Lance Archer taking out Mark Davis. Jeez. Brian Cage and Lance Archer taking out Mark Davis. Man. Oh, Adam Cole. I wanted to see Will Ospreay. Well, Adam Cole, he looks like he wants Takeshita too. I feel like everybody wants Takeshita for the international title. So him and Takeshita are handling things on the outside. And I think the doctors are trying to handle with Powerhouse Hobbs because he got hit with the chair by Fletcher. And oh, looky! And I was just talking about it too. Will Ospreay. He's back. He is back. Will Ospreay. And look at this, Mark Davis. Lance Archer. And look, Powerhouse Hobbs. Take it out. Taking out this. Oh, man. Ricochet. Look at Will Ospreay. He's back. I tell you, they're going to have a match of Full Gear. Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay. And he looks better as ever. And will we see an all-star tag team match next week? And this is going to be interesting because considering Adam Cole is facing off against Takeshita next week, will we see a maybe a 6-man or 8-man tag team match? Oh, and folks, breaking news, the AEW World Tag Trios Championship will be defended this weekend. It will be the BCC taking on members of the Conglomeration, Ishii, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Briscoe. So that match is going to be something. And that actually ends Dynamite, which actually has been a very solid episode. Now, it's not going to be easy, but I know a lot of people are going to be doing. So, since we're on Wednesday Night Wars and I don't want everybody doing links, I will actually be doing a post show on the same link because it'll save time and everybody doesn't want to how to links because I want to make this easy for everybody and not crazy. But I want to give you guys a minute to get your water, get your popcorn, get yourself hydrated, and also I'm going to give myself a break and feel free to check out some merch and also one of our sponsors, All Caribbean Wrestling. Thank you to them for sponsoring WWT Live. So feel free to check out our merch.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
All right, you guys, we are back. I want to give myself a break, but it has been a fun Dynamite tonight. I'm just trying to get myself together, trying to get the card in. So at least I have it up. I want to make sure I have the match card up. But thank you guys for joining this special edition of AEW Dynamite. Well, technically, we're part of a Wednesday Night Wars that's happening right now because I'm handling AEW Dynamite. Councilman, the mayor, and Dion are handling NXT at 2300 Arena. And there was a lot that happened in this Dynamite. But thank you to everybody that's been joining the fray. I want to thank all of you for joining. But also, this was a really good episode as they continue the road to Full Gear. And this has been so fun to do. We kicked off the show with the Hurt Syndicate. MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin all came out, did a promo. MVP was talking about where he was giving out some of his business cards to some of the stars within AEW, such as Mercedes Moné, Leo Rush, Ricochet, and the Acclaimed. So, he's doing his rounds, and the fans are chanting MVP. And he's just talking about it, saying, like, if you don't want to do business with us, this is what happens. He was showing the clip from last week where the Hurt Syndicate actually took out Swerve and Prince Nana, which was very, very, very hard to do. Yeah, and it does. And Swerve, he was a man that was on a mission because he had his chain Prince Nana was trying to calm him down because he was serious. So he challenged Bobby Lashley to a match at Full Gear. So that match is going to be fire, and that is really exciting. So we kicked off with that. And then we had our first match of the night. We had Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin taking on two-thirds of the BCC, Claudio Castagnoli and PAC. So I will say that match that match was really good. It was a very solid match. I actually thought that was going to be the main event for that match in particular, but they both delivered, and we have to call them Death Riders now. Oh, okay. So now I know they're not the BCC. They're the Death Riders. Okay. That's good to know moving ahead. So we had a very good solid match between two of AEW's top homegrown talent taking on two-thirds of the trio champions, the Death Riders. And that match was really good. They both went back and forth. I was very happy to see a lot of AEW originals at the forefront. I was like, it was so nice to see them at the forefront, and just seeing them, it just made me really happy to see. But it's really nice to see some AEW originals be at that forefront. And of course, Darby and Orange won by disqualification by none other than Jon Moxley, which of course I know he's facing off against Orange Cassidy at Full Gear in a couple weeks, and he made a threat saying Orange ain't gonna make it to Full Gear. But he was getting beat down, and so was Darby. But thankfully, he got the aid of the Conglomeration that started to come out. So it was nice to see them, and of course, come to the aid of their friend Orange Cassidy. And then we had to switch over from that to their Fight Without Honors match, the Conglomeration versus the Learning Tree. You know, I understand a lot of people don't like the Learning Tree, and a lot of people are kind of sick of it. But this is a really good, fun, and solid match. And for some odd reason, this has been a really interesting rivalry to watch. And it's just they have so much chemistry with each other. This is really exciting. It's really fun to watch, and especially with Chris Jericho and Mark Briscoe. It's definitely a solid rivalry. I'm in for it. I mean, we got to see some tables. We got to see chairs. We got to see people go over the top rope, even ladders, everything. It was just the perfect way. It was definitely a good next match to really up the notch, especially after that tag team match. It was just like, but it was a really good match. I think people don't like Jericho because there are rumors that lost. Well, that too, but only time will tell, quote unquote, allegedly, for Ring of Honor on TV, but that's somewhere down the line. It's always nice to see them, but I just feel like the Learning Tree and the Conglomeration have so much chemistry with one another. So I was very happy with that match. And your winners of the match is, of course, the Learning Tree, the Conglomeration. Ishii pinned Chris Jericho because he wants that Ring of Honor belt. So we'll see what happens there. It's just nothing against Ring of Honor. I just don't want to defend that Full Gear. If it was a legit storyline, and if it involved one of Ring of Honor's rising stars, then I would say yes. But keep it far from away from Full Gear. But we shall see. But it was a really good, solid match. I was very happy for that. Also, in between, we got to see Ricochet backstage interviewing with Renee Paquette. He had to keep a surprise in for a tag team partner. And MVP Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin approached him. And the question is, do you think Ricochet should join the Hurt Syndicate? Because this is the second week in a row they've been eyeing Ricochet. They're eyeing him. So it could be a possibility he may join. I don't know. know, but he's focusing on his match. But of course, we saw Moxley leaving the building, but he had a message for Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. He said to Wheeler Yuta that Yuta doesn't owe Orange Cassidy anything, considering Orange was the one that trained him in Philly and let him crash at his place where he didn't have nothing. And Moxley said he had high hopes for him, but he's disappointed in him. So it's, I don't know. It's this rivalry is starting to cook. No, MVP is trying too hard to get. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like, I just can't see Ricochet, and I'm gonna say this: have the Hurt Syndicate stay far away from Swerve, stay far away from my clients, the Acclaimed. They do not need to be involved with them because I know what happened on Collision last week. People were sensing Caster was going to turn, but I feel like it's a little bit of a teaser because I don't want my clients to have strings yet. Because I would like them to be 2-10 tag team champions, but I have a feeling they may make a heel turn. I can see the Acclaim make a heel turn because somewhere down the line they're gonna have a rivalry with Private Party because as I mentioned, they have not faced, my clients have never faced Private Party, and that would be a fun rivalry to watch. But I don't want it to happen yet. I want it to happen somewhere down the line. So we shall see. I don't want Swerve to be part of it. I do not want the Acclaim to be a part of it because they have so much star power and the fans love them so much. It's like, why do you need them to be in those stables? Like, why? But anyways, I can see at some point Nana. Yeah, I can see. Hey, Nana said he was a wrestler, so I wouldn't mind seeing Nana versus MVP. So like I said earlier, I mean, if MVP is planning to add another body to that match, if he's planning to add another body to that stable, Swerve is going to need a lot of help because Swerve cannot handle all three of those guys by himself. So hopefully he has some unexpected help where he least expected. So next match on the card is Adam Cole versus Malakai Black. And can I just say, it is so great to see Malakai Black in action. I am very excited to see him back in action. It's so good to see the House of Black whenever they're on Dynamite. They put on a really good match. I really thought Malakai Black was going to win because I think that would have been a curveball if Adam Cole lost. That would just like be a curveball, and then he'd be like, oh my God, I have to get to Roderick Strong and everything. But they did deliver. And of course, the winner of that was Adam Cole. So now he's 2-0. And all he needs is one more win, and he faces off against MJF. But the twist is, he said after the match that if him and Roderick Strong win all three of their matches, it'll be Roderick Strong versus Adam Cole versus MJF in a triple threat match at Full Gear. That will be interesting because I just have a feeling the Undisputed Kingdom is going to turn on Adam Cole. For some odd reason, I just sense it in a way. But only time will tell, and we'll see how this plays off. So, we get to see that happen soon, but I'm really excited about that. Of course, we got to see Mr. Jay White because he has a date at Full Gear with Hangman Adam Page. And I will say this, their match is really going to be fire, and I'm excited to see Hangman and Jay White. So, of course, we see Hangman trying to take out Adam Page. But thankfully, Juice comes out to save the day before Hangman tries to hit him with a chair. And Jay White teases that he might be the first person to ever make Hangman tap out at Full Gear. So only time will tell, and we shall see. And we also got to see Chris Statlander come in, and we find out we have another match of Full Gear. It will be Chris Statlander taking on Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship. And I will say, I said this last week, after that match she had with Camille and she won, Chris Statlander deserves a shot. So also Camille and Mercedes Moné tried to hit Chris Statlander with a car, but they missed her, and Chris Statlander took both ladies out. That's the one thing that you want to do. You don't want to mess with Chris Statlander, because I'm going to tell you something. Mercedes should be taking Chris Statlander seriously, because for anybody to manhandle her brick house like that, you should be very worried. And Bo said, yes, she is. She's a woman determined, and people tend to forget. She's a former TBS champion. She's also the first woman to graduate from her wrestling school, create a pro. So she's no joke. And I'm very happy Chris Statlander is back in the title picture. But it would be nice. I'm just waiting for her to... I just want her and Willow to reconcile their friendship. That's all I want. I know Willow's out with a concussion protocol, but it would be nice to at least reconcile their friendship and they could take on both Camille and Mercedes in a tag team match. But that'll happen again soon. But Chris Statlander, she gets her match at Full Gear against Mercedes Moné. Then, of course, we switch our attention to Christian Cage and Hook. So Christian Cage comes out. He has his security guards. And, he's trying to do protection. But Hook starts to come out. Well, before that, Christian actually added a new member to the patriarchy. And it's Chris Sabian. So he explains, with Sabian on how that relationship developed. He took it back to Grand Slam last month, where he saved him from attack by Castagnoli and PAC, where, again, Christian Cage has a guaranteed contract where he can get a title shot anytime, anywhere. And Cage said in the moment, Kip did more for him than any of his sons have ever did. So Nick Wayne looks a little bit in disbelief, and I know Luchasaurus is out for a bit, so that's always good. So Hook comes out, and, Christian Cage says he needs a son like Hook, and he took Taz out in order to get him into the patriarchy. And he also said he wishes Hook's father was dead. Why, out of all people, would you want to... Why, out of all things, would you want to take out Taz, of all people, and knowing his son is a wrestler in AEW? And I could see Taz being very furious because Christian took him out with a lead pipe to the knee. So Hook's very protective of his dad. And I know he cannot handle the entire patriarchy by himself. That's just not happening. So I could see, maybe his dad helping out, Samoa Joe, Shibata coming out to help him, because, like I said, Hook cannot handle all three of those people by himself. That's a no. So I think, possibly they're going to have a match at Full Gear as well. I don't know if it's going to be for his contract, Boza, but we shall see. I'm really happy Hook is getting more screen time with this. I just wish they would give him a little bit more proper storylines. I know with this whole situation, it just feels a little weird, but proper storylines would be nice. So after that, we see backstage with Don Callis, and Don Callis is approached by a guy in a suit that gives him an envelope of cash and a diamond ring, and he gets a voicemail from MJF, who asks Don Callis to take care of Adam Cole before Full Gear and threatens him if he doesn't get the job done. So next week on Dynamite, it will be Adam Cole versus the AEW International Champion Konosuke Takeshita. That match is going to be awesome. And I'm very excited to see that match. And we got to so we move on from the men to the ladies. Jamie Hager versus Penelope Ford. I feel like we have this conversation over and over again when it comes with the women's matches, because I don't like it that they put them on at 9:30. Usually they put them on a little bit earlier. I just wish there was more than one women's match to have. I mean, it was a good solid match between these ladies, but I just wish it had a little bit more time instead of being the usual time of 9:30. And also, if you notice, like, some of the time is kind of short because I know they want to leave time for the main event. And plus, we know Dynamite's going to overrun anyway. So it was a really good, solid match for both ladies. I'm very happy to see Jamie Hager and see Penelope Ford back. But I just wish at least they would have more time. As you would see on Rampage and Collision, the ladies get extra time during the match. So that's something I just wish it was something I know it. This got about 5 minutes. I know some women aren't. Yeah, I know, but I just wish, like, it doesn't have to be at 9:30, but it could be at a different time. I just don't know why they put it. I mean, I know they're trying to fill up some of the guys' matches, but I wish they would even it out a bit for the ladies' matches, most specifically on Dynamite. So hopefully they have a longer match, because Rampage and Collision, they get longer matches, but it's like, Dynamite's your flagship show. You should showcase some of your ladies on the roster. So that's another challenge that they're going to have to face. But it was a good solid match by both ladies. I just wish it was a little bit longer and do something else. But speaking of that, we saw a promo that Mina Shirakawa is going to be back next week. I didn't say that what she's going to do. She could be in a match. She could confront Mariah. But she will be back next week. And it's always a treat seeing Miss Mina. And very excited to see her. And then, of course, we got a promo of Kazuchika Okada, who is the reigning AEW Continental Classic champion. And also a little preview because the Continental Classic is almost right around the corner. So he's really hyping up that match. And I'm very curious on what other people are going to challenge for the belt. So we shall see. We shall see who's going to be part of the tournament. And I'm very excited to see. But that will happen soon. Feels like we're teasing the match for Wrestle Dynasty. Okay. Yeah, that could be a possibility because, like I said, it's happening in January. And this is where AEW is going to bring it at the Tokyo Dome. So that's going to be exciting. But I'm very curious on who's going to be in that tournament for the Continental Classic. So we're just going to have to wait and see in the coming weeks. And, that's going to be part of their final pay-per-view of the year, World's End. So more to come on that. And I'm very curious on who's it going to be. Now we get to switch gears to main event time. Konosuke Takeshita, the AEW International Champion, and Kyle Fletcher taking on Ricochet and a mystery partner. Now, throughout the night, I've been asking you guys on who's going to be a tag team partner. Some people said Mark Davis. I also said Will Ospreay. This would be interesting. But it wasn't, and we got to see the return of Powerhouse Hobbs. He looks better than ever. I'm so excited to see him back and healthy. Keyword is healthy because I would like to see him in the longevity in the long run. And him and Ricochet are definitely a fun tag team to watch, and just seeing that made me excited. We also got to see Adam Cole watching in the back because he's facing off against Takeshita next week. So he's eyeing his opponent, and Powerhouse looked good. It looked like he hasn't missed a beat, and hopefully we get to see more matchups with him in the coming weeks. I don't know what direction they're going to go in, considering his contract with the Don Callis family is voided. So there's many avenues he could do it. This match was so good. And also, it's nice to have a main event because it did incorporate another. See, this is what I love about AEW. They incorporate so many top storylines and they let them shine. And I don't want to sound like I'm being cynical or anything, but I just love it that their top storylines does not have to feature anybody from the elite. They do not have to be featuring them. And it's a good opportunity that you're showcasing some of your AEW homegrown and your top AEW stars that are with the fans. It gives them an opportunity to let it out. Because everything doesn't have to be involved with the elite and also FTR as well, because no shade against them, but I think I'm starting to feel that way in the community where there tends to be me too. AEW surviving without. No, Boza. Actually, I kind of felt that way too. And even when I started watching AEW, there tends to be a little bit of a bias on the Young Bucks and the Elite, and also FTR as well, because you don't see people criticize them and getting all these matches over and over and over again. Nothing personal and no shade, but it's just I was bored in their tag team rivalry with FTR and Young Bucks because it's like they had good matches, but what's the storyline? Your storyline is who's the best tag team, but there's like no deeper meaning to it. That's why I enjoyed the Young Bucks rivalry with the Acclaimed, because at least there is some dynamics that could go there, because the Acclaimed are homegrown and the Bucks been there longer. And plus, the Acclaimed and the Young Bucks went 4 years ago during 2020. So it's nothing against them. And plus, the thing that pissed me off with FTR, they kind of stick their nose in their business when the Acclaimed trying to have a rivalry with the Young Bucks. So that kind of angered me a bit. No shade against FTR, but it's like I need them far, far away from the tag team titles, because I feel like I know with my clients, the Acclaimed, I mean, they're gonna have a rivalry with Private Party soon, but keep FTR far, far away from the tag team titles. I really want Private Party to get statement wins. I want them to get statement wins. I really want to show that they can be a legit tag team. But to do that, they, of course, have to do the Fatal 4-Way. But I would like to see them pin a former tag team champion. It is not the Acclaimed. I don't know with FTR, because FTR very rarely loses. And I know a lot of people are protective. But FTR said it, they want to look at the talent. If you want the talent to shine, you kind of have to put them over. So I'm very happy that some of these legit storylines are getting opportunity to shine in the fray. It really makes me happy to see. But that's one thing, and I just need the ladies. Chris Statlander and Mercedes, but let's showcase some of the ladies. I mean, you took time for this Toni Storm Mariah May storyline. Let's see some of the other ladies get in. I mean, we've seen on Collision Rampage. Let's get them more on Dynamite. Because, of course, it's WWT Live. We get to support the ladies. Anyways, switching back to the main event. Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher taking on Ricochet and his tag team partner, Powerhouse Hobbs. Looks like he didn't miss a beat. And I'm also curious on where this is going to go for Powerhouse Hobbs. So I'm very happy to see him thrive a bit. And hopefully, like, somewhere down the line, I wouldn't mind seeing him get in the AEW International title picture. Because I thought he would be the one to pin Takeshita. But, of course, they want to say that. But Ricochet pinned Konosuke Takeshita. The winners of the match was Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricochet, but Kyle Fletcher took out Ricochet with a chair and directed to his knee that he rehabbed. Then he was taking out Ricochet, and then of course we seen Mark Davis come out, and he's trying to confront Kyle Fletcher. Then of course we see the additional members, Brian Cage and Lance Archer, come out to the fray. Also, I thought at least they would be destroyed because it looked like they were really going to destroy Ricochet. But we got to see the return of Will Ospreay. We seen him and he is ready for vengeance. He had the same look Swerve had when Swerve was trying to get with Bobby Lashley. So it's very nice to see Will Ospreay back. I do have a feeling they are going to have a bunch of Full Gear, Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. And yeah, that match is going to be fire. And it looks like we may have a tag team match next week because I'm going to tell you something. Mark Davis, Will Ospreay, Powerhouse, and Ricochet all stand foot against Kyle Fletcher, Lance Archer, and Brian Cage. So it's a possibility we may see some tag team action next week, which I would like to see. And that would be a very, very, very fun match. So just to preview some matches that are happening this week, as I mentioned earlier, Private Party will be defending their tag team titles at Full Gear in a Fatal 4-Way match. But there's going to be a series of qualifying matches happening. The first one kicks off this Saturday on Collision, where the Outrunners meet Top Flight on Collision in the first match. That match is going to be fun. Second match next week on Dynamite. It'll be FTR versus the House of Black next week on Dynamite. That match is going to be something, and I would love to see the House of Black win. I would love for them to win. That's something I would get excited to see. So it would be nice to see FTR versus House of Black. And the next match is going to happen on Collision on I'm looking at my calendar. Let's see. It's actually going to be the 14th of Collision because that 14th, they're going to be on Collision on Thursday, but it's going to be pre-recorded and they're going to air it on Saturday. It'll be La Facción and Cobre Nobles taking on my clients, the Acclaimed. So whoever wins all three of their qualifying matches will meet Private Party in a Fatal 4-Way match. So this is going to be a test for Private Party to show that they are fighting champions. They can compete against anybody, and that makes me happy. And another thing that really, and I've seen the comments too, because I feel like people are like, oh, we're sick of FTR and the Acclaimed being in tag team titles, blah, blah, blah. First off, the Acclaimed hasn't had a title shot in 2 years. They haven't held the titles in 2 years. So it's like, they held the titles in 2022. They lost them to the Guns. But I don't think they had a rematch clause, and they have not been in the tag team title since. And earlier this year, they started from the ground up after losing the trios belt. They reduced to being a duo. They got back up and did what they had to do. I'm actually happy they're in the fray because they're AEW originals. And you really want your AEW homegrown in the fray. So I don't care. Let's see. Even though it's a Fatal 4-Way, the Acclaim survive there. Yeah, they better, because considering Anthony Bowens is from Jersey, and this will be a big homecoming for him. So I would love for him to compete in front of his hometown crowd. My clients, the Acclaim, because, a lot of times, and this is the thing that always worries me, because people want to focus on the shiny new toy in the tag team division. Like, they want to focus on the Outrunners that are hot. They want to focus on MXM. Of course, they want to focus on FTR and LFI and all these little toys. But people tend to forget on my clients on what they've done, because they're the winningest tag team in AEW, most specifically in AEW Homegrown. They're Tournament Tag Team Champions. And you know what? Even though there is a little spat between Max and Anthony, I think they're going to work it out. And I do think they're going to win their qualifying match, because it's a big deal. Anthony's coming home to Jersey. Why wouldn't you want to put your hometown boys in matches on the main card of Full Gear? I would like to see him. I mean, we're seeing Orange Cassidy. Little fact, he's from New Jersey, by the way. So it'll be a good homecoming for him. But yeah, next week is shaping up. Yep, so next week on Dynamite, we're going to see Adam Cole, Konosuke Takeshita next week. We got FTR taking on the House of Black next week. And also, this was announced this Saturday on Collision. It'll be the Death Riders defending their trios belts, which is PAC, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta, taking on members of the Conglomeration, Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, Ishii. That match is going to be fun. And it actually makes a lot of sense considering Moxley is feuding with Orange. So this will be a really good, solid match. And also, I wouldn't be shocked if the Learning Tree comes in, because I know Learning Tree still has a little bit of fun to do. But this has been a very good episode of Dynamite. And I'm actually going to give it a 9 out of 10. This is a really good episode, and it's really shaping up to be a good pay-per-view with Full Gear. It's just the one thing I wish AEW do. They have to be consistent and stability and just keep the wheel going. Do not let the gas pedal drive out. If they continue to spin that wheel going consistently and continue to announce the matches a little bit ahead of time and also give some of our ladies a lot more spotlight on Dynamite, this would be great. For the Wednesday Night Wars, I was entertained even with this post-show. The parts I missed that were good. Yeah, I would say it was a really good 9 out of 10 for Dynamite. It was a really good, solid episode, getting into Full Gear, and I'm excited too. So this has been a very fun episode, and I'm looking forward to the next couple days of AEW shows. So this is going to be fun. And this has been a fun Wednesday Night Wars because yeah, I think, Tony Khan. Hey, don't underestimate Tony Khan. I know a lot of people say interesting things about him, but do not underestimate him because sometimes he could be a sneaky little thing. So, but Tony, he's just doing his thing. I'm proud of him. He's boss man. He's Mr. Boss Man. So keep up the good work. Just make sure you do it consistently, stability, and he likes to play tricks on people because that's what he does. But this has been a wonderful special edition of the Wednesday Night Wars. This is WWT's Media PR Princess, Courtney Rice. It has been fun spending time with all of you on a Wednesday night. It's always fun. It's always fun spending time on Wednesdays. But this was a special Wednesday Night Wars because our wonderful councilman, Mayor, and Dion got to do NXT at the 2300 Arena. And it's just been really fun. It's a friendly Wednesday Night Wars, but I'm going to watch NXT tomorrow since I DVR'd it. But I'm really happy to spend time with all of you tonight. This has been really fun. And the road to Full Gear is shaping up to be a pretty good card. So I'm very excited to have it. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful, safe evening. Be safe. And thank you for joining Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's podcast on the planet. See you next week.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at wwtalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at wwtalkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk.